Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the International Student Chat, reporting from the Global Study Lounge. Today, here with us, we have
Joseph Crosby.
Joseph is also the Vice President of Law Society, and we also have
Antonio.
And Antonio is also the Treasurer of the Italian Society. Joseph is from
The US.
Perfect. And you're from, well, as you must have guessed, it's Italy. Coming from an American academic structure and system where you have assignments every other week, if I'm correct. Whereas here it's more or less once a year or once 6 months. Yeah. How does that, how do you feel about that?
It was terrifying at first. Having all of your marks depend on one or two assignments, especially since I've never been a great test taker. So I've really had to adapt there, but I found it kind of gives me more freedom in how I structure my own learning. I'm able to, if I need to do work on this week or I have my society things going on, I kind of fit it in where it works.
Oh, you study law, I study law, so I think I will have some sort of similar opinion, but at the same time, it's very different in a way, because I'm used to having working under pressure, working near deadlines, and just doing my exams once a year or like once every 6 months. It really helps me focus in that exam assessment period time. I really find it really, in a way, amazing that for the rest of the year I can do individual bits and bits of study, and just I have to give all of my assessment together for like in one exam. And well, as you know, as a law student, it's 8-hour online exams.
Yep. What
do you think of the online exams?
It's nice. I'm able to stay in my comfy clothes and do it from home, take my time, but also do it at my own pace. Whereas going in person, I haven't done an in-person exam since 2023. Very comfortable, and I hope they keep it online.
I think it's really amazing for people with disabilities as well. Definitely. Because it reduces the whole avoiding gap as well. I think anyone from anywhere can give their exams from the comfort of their own home. So
and it takes away the test anxiety that I previously experienced, having to go into a room and hope that you remember everything, and dealing with the time constraints. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, so that's how we do exams in law. How do you do exams in film and television?
Yeah, with film it's a little bit different because, as you know, as the course suggests, it's a lot more practical. There's a lot more of getting in a group with other people and filming something, and then that final product will be what you're assessed on, at least in part. In my specific degree, what I really enjoyed was that we got access to very expensive equipment that otherwise exactly that otherwise as a freelancer you wouldn't really be able to use. Maybe as a freelancer, if you just go straight into the industry, you may work as a runner, do a couple jobs like that, but you don't really get to use the equipment to begin with. While here we get a good basis on the theory. We get to watch things, we get to read things, and then we get to apply those things on the productions that we make while using that kind of equipment.
Having that equipment with you, do you feel privileged?
I would say so. It really adds a lot to it, rather than if you were just doing it with your own equipment, or the equipment that you would be able to get yourself, with the resources you have. I guess it really gives you an insight as to how it is like to be in the industry and actually work at that level with such equipment.
So what are your plans after finishing your degree in the UK? Would you like to go back to the States, or do you want to practice and get some work experience here in the UK?
So my ultimate goal is to stay in the UK. I don't know if that involves becoming a solicitor, but I've actually been talking to the careers consultant in the careers department here at the university, and she's helping ponder ideas, help find internships to get work experience before I leave uni.
Would you guys like to mention any other academics resources you have used in your time here at Reading, and what sort of support you get in your academics?
Department-wise, every department its own academic tutor, the person that at least helps you with careers and everything, even simple things such as CV checks. Another thing would be, for instance, a library. I'm aware that they do lend out equipment to students. Let's say a student maybe doesn't have a laptop, or their laptop broke. They can request it from the library. They can take it out, use it, and then return it.
Really cool. So we have got the career service already, we have got the library staff, and also the lending out option for laptops. What else have you guys used in your time here?
Life tools is a big one. They go through a wider range of topics, and it just kind of works through topics that you might need help on throughout life. But what's really nice is that it's all sent through email, so it's very accessible.
Let's talk about your societies. How do you think, because law society is an academic society, what do you think the different sort of services the law society offers to help your academics?
So our main goal is not only life during uni, but also after. So we just had our winter mixer, which is our networking event. We had firms come in, we had people from the careers department, people from the School of Law here at the university. We have sponsors for the society, and they give us exclusive access for events and opportunities.
Wow.
So
we have heard from Joseph about his plans after his degree. So what are your plans? Would you like to go back to Italy, or would you like to get some work experience here in the UK?
Yeah, I think at the moment I'm looking at staying at least here in the UK, maybe for another year after I graduate. Try to look for work in the industry, whether it's television, film, even anything journalism related, photography, as I quite like that as well. And yeah, I've tried to do that, see how it goes, and depending on how I find myself at the end of that period, then I can choose whether to go back or maybe stay here.
Fair enough. And would you say you being part of Photography Society, will that help in your future career prospects?
I would say so. I think it's being a very, very practical I guess area subject, you could say. It does really help to go out as they do go on photo walks, take photos. They even have classes most Fridays. They have classes where they teach you a different topic of photography, whether it's aperture, lighting, how to set up portrait photography. And it's very, very useful to have that in-person kind of support to develop your skills on it. Definitely, I would say it would definitely help.
I think this is the part about the whole university which is sort of my favorite, that we have so many opportunities available on campus and for everyone. Like right now I have the student-led magazine Spark in my hand, which was made by our current president, and it's people from the Photography Society. We've got drums here, we've got American football, and we have got everything for every kind of people. Like you will come to Reading and you will find your people, and you will find people with similar interests. As a film student, are you part of the Drama Society or the Film Society?
I did go to a couple events of the Film Society in first year. What I do know now, though, is that there is even a Media Society, or I think a Filmmaking Society, which specializes in actually making short films. And it's within the department, but anyone can join, really. So there's a lot of film-related stuff. And even, now that you mentioned the Sparks, it's great when it comes to photography as well, because we are now receiving some opportunities, or at least some mentions of opportunities in the future with the Spark. So for us as amateur photographers or people looking into getting into photography, whether as journalism or not, we do have an opportunity to eventually take pictures and them ending up in
the Spark.
Exactly, which is great experience. It's great for the portfolio, for your portfolio.
Exactly, and I think having a hard copy of your own work will give you the best sort of example that this is what I bring to the table.
Absolutely,
literally.
Absolutely. It's nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing like it.
Exactly. What about your experience of how do you find balance between academics and being part of societies, being a vice president of a society? So how does that work with you?
It's definitely a challenge at times, between the heavy workload of second year law and the society, and I also work at the Students' Union as well. And so balancing that can be a juggle, but everyone is very understanding, because the union understands that I have university obligations. Everyone just understands that this is a cohesive effort, and it's not rare for students to work and do societies as well as their degree.
I really love the fact that I have only 11 hours of contact study, and for me coming to my lecture or going to a lecture hall, it's 11 hours in a week, whereas back home it was 7 hours a day, 4 or 5 days in a week. And I have to stay in classes from 9 to 5, and that doesn't give me any time or energy left to go out and socialize, to join societies, or even try a new sport. Thank you so much to our audience, and to Joseph and to Antonio. You guys have been great today, and I'll see you in the next one.